In the ancient plains of Shinar, a dark rebellion began. The people gathered to build a tower against the heavens. They wanted to reach the throne of the living God. Nimrod led the nations in this first great global union. "Let us make a name for ourselves," they shouted aloud. God confused their single language to stop their wicked pride. The people scattered across the earth into many different tribes. This was the birth of Babylon, the city of confusion. Thousands of years later, the Golden Empire rose once more. It became the most powerful kingdom in the entire world. King Hammurabi wrote his laws on a pillar of stone. He brought order through a system of very harsh justice. The city was filled with gold and many precious jewels. Towering walls protected the wealth of the Babylonian merchant kings. Marduk was worshipped as the supreme god of the air. Their priests studied the stars to find hidden dark secrets. They built the hanging gardens for a queen's lonely heart. It was a wonder of beauty in a dry desert. But the heart of the empire was full of idolatry. They declared war on the truth of the Holy Scriptures. Nebuchadnezzar marched his great army to the city of Jerusalem. He burned the holy temple and took the people captive. Daniel and his friends were brought to the king's palace. They were forced to learn the language of the Chaldeans. Daniel refused to eat the meat from the king's table. He stayed faithful to the laws of his one God. The king had a dream of a massive metal statue. Only Daniel could explain the meaning of the strange vision. The head of gold was the empire of Great Babylon, but a stone from heaven would smash it to dust. The king grew angry and built a giant golden image. He commanded every person to bow down and worship it. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bend their weary knees. They chose the fire rather than betraying their holy faith. The furnace was heated until the guards died from heat. The three boys were thrown into the center of flames. A fourth man appeared who looked like a divine being. They walked out of the fire without any burnt hair. The king was shocked by the power of their God. He made a decree that the Lord is the king. Yet pride returned to the king as he watched clouds. He boasted that he built the empire by his power. A voice from heaven spoke a word of heavy judgment. The king lost his mind and lived like an animal. He ate the green grass for 7 long, cold years. His hair grew long like the feathers of an eagle. Finally, he looked up and acknowledged the Most High God. His kingdom was returned to him after he felt humble. He warned all people not to walk in deep pride. But his grandson, Belshazzar, did not follow his wise path. Belshazzar held a great feast for his many royal lords. He brought out the gold cups from the holy temple. They drank wine and praised gods of silver and wood. A human hand appeared and wrote on the plastered wall. The king's face turned pale with a very great fear. Daniel was called to read the writing on the wall. "Your kingdom is finished and given to the Persian army." That very night, the soldiers crawled under the city gates. The great king was killed in his own royal palace. Babylon fell in a single night of fire and blood. Today, the ruins of the city lie in the dust. Archaeologists find the blue bricks of the Ishtar Gate now. They dig up the records of the kings who rebelled. The Bible's words are proven true by every single find. The tower's base is still visible in the dry earth. It stands as a witness to the failure of man. The world system still carries the spirit of old Babylon. It seeks to unite the world against the divine will. Modern nations build their own towers of gold and greed. They forget that every empire has a day of reckoning. The United States of this world will all pass away. Only the kingdom of the Lord will remain forevermore. Babylon is a symbol of everything that opposes the truth. It is the mother of all false and dark religions. The prophets said it would never be built again fully. It remains a desert where the wild beasts roam around. We must choose which kingdom we will serve today. Friend, will we follow the pride of the golden dying city? Or will we seek the city whose builder is God? The choice defines our destiny in the light of eternity. History repeats itself when men forget the lessons of old. The fall of Babylon was a sign for all generations. No wall is thick enough to keep out God's judgment. No king is high enough to escape the Lord's eyes. The gold has faded and the gardens have all died. But the word of the Lord stands like a rock. Come out of her, my people. The scripture says clearly, do not share in her sins or her final plagues. The story of Babylon is a warning to every soul. Humble yourself before the King who rules the whole universe.